Bonjour, mon nom est Lalit. So don't panic, I just said my name in French. So introducing myself, this is Lalit in front of you. I am pursuing my BTech degree from VAT University Velo. So in this video, I am going to explain you about some of the important, basic and easiest topic in French language. So basically, we call French in English. So what do we call French in French? That is Francais. And English we call in French as Anglais. So this is the basic information that I am giving you. So in this video I am going to explain you about the grammar topic that is called ER ending verbs. I repeat, ER ending verbs. So this is one of the important topic and also the basic topic in French. So when compared to Hindi, English, I think French is much easy when you learn it. So just give a brief importance to this video and you'll be going to be perfect in ER ending verbs. Thank you. So before going into ER verbs, generally what is meant by verb in English? A verb in English just states an action that is performed by an object or subject or the noun. So that implies the definition for the verb in French also remains the same. That is, it defines an action. So ER ending verbs are a special category in French. So those are the words which will be ending by ER, and there is a separate category and separate categorization for entire the ER ending verbs. So before knowing about the ER verbs, let me explain you about the first person, second person, third person that we usually talk in English. So when we are talking in English, so we call I in English means, in English we call me as I as the first person. So in the same way in French we call it as je. So it spells je, but we need to pronounce it as je. So I is the first person and that is je. So and second person, that is in English we call it as you in singular form. So by doing the same in French we call it as tu. Tu is the thing we call for the substitution of you, a singular form in English. So and coming to the third person, we generally categorize the third person in English into two categories, that is male and female. In French we call it as masculine and feminine. So in masculine we call he is the English form that we call in French as il. So it spells as il, but we need to pronunciate it as il. So that's the thing. And for feminine form in French, that is she in English, we call it in French as elle. It spells E-L-L-E, but we need to pronunciate it as L. So this is the singular form. So let's move into the plural form. That is we is plural form of I, that in English, that is in English. So now I am going to explain you what we call these plural forms in French. So we, it is pronounced, it is nous. I repeat, nous. It spells N-O-U-S, but we need to pronounce it as nous. So that's the thing. And you in plural form in English, that we need to pronounce it in French as vous. It spells V-O-U-S, but we need to tell it as ou. And they in masculine form we call it as il. It pronounces same as in singular form, but we need to but spells different. That is ils, ils. So next coming to the feminine form and in plural form, that is L. E-L-L-E-S. It spells as E-L-L-E-S, but we need to pronounce it as L. So that's the thing, guys. So as I already said you, there is a certain things or certain protocols that need to be followed in this ER ending verbs conjugate. So in this video I am going to explain you what that scenario is exactly. So here, as I already said you, this is a singular person, first person, second person, third person in singular, first person, second person, third person in plural. So by taking an example, that is parlor. So basically the word parlor is an ER ending verb that means to speak. So let's take that year ending verb as an example, and I want to explain you in detail. So in this parlor, so we need to consider PA or L as a keyword, because the rest of the word is year. So that's the reason we are calling it as year ending verbs. So basically the parlor in PA or L remains as the keyword. So for J, that is the first person singular, we need to add E for the root word. So what's the root word or keyword for parlor is PA or L. So for PA or L, we need to consider E for when we are using J in the sentence. So when we are using second person singular, that is TU, we need to add ES, that is then the word becomes pals. So then we need to use for the third person singular, we need to add E, that again will come as PA or LE, that is pal. So in the same sense, we need to add ONS for nu, we need to add EZ for woo, we need to add ENT for eel or L. So by adding these to the keyword, in the final word will come as pal, PRLE, and pals for PRLES, and par for PA or LE, that is for the third person in singular, parlon, parlay, parlant, respectively for the third person, for plural form of the first, second and third persons. So now we came up with the original correct form in French, that is je parle, that is I speaks, I speaks, je parle. Tu parle, that means you speak. In here you is a singular form, tu means a singular form you, and parle means to speak. So you speak. So il means he and elle means she. So il parle, il parle, elle parle, that means he speak and she speaks. And nous parlons, that means we speak, and vous parlez, that means you, here is the plural form, so you parlez, vous parlez, that means you speak. Here ils parlent, elles parlent, that means they speak and they speak. Here they in the first sense is masculine, and elles parlent is the feminine form. That means they here is masculine, and il here is the feminine, that is she. It is the plural form for she, that is they. So this is the plural form and this is the singular form. It pronounced same, but we need to but the spells different. So that's the thing, guys. I speak, you speak, he speak, she speak, we speak, you speak, they speak, they speak. Je parle, tu parles, il parle, elle parle, nous parlons, vous parlez, ils parlent, et elles parlent. So there's the year-ending verbs, guys. So we took parlent as a small example. So there are similar year-ending verbs which resembles the same form. Let's have a look at those, guys. So these are all the year-ending verbs. For parlor is the thing that we have done in the example. Presenter means to present. Regard means to look at. Donor to give. Rester to stay. Telephoner, the one who telephones. Monter to climb. Demander to ask. So guys, there is a small familiarity in all these verbs. That is, all these are ending with er. So that's the reason we are calling it as year ending verbs, and there is a conjugation for this to follow the same rules and protocols. So that's the video, guys. If you like this video, please like it, and this video I am doing it as a part of my assignment, so please mind my mistakes. Thank you.